Good day, everyone. Yes, not everyone will agree with me, but this is what I've sort of written as feedback and the sort of things that I'd like to see in Genshin Impact. Let me know what you guys would like to see. So obviously the first thing that I want to see is the overworld getting a difficulty bump up. I think Genshin Impact should create higher world levels with monsters that are genuinely level 100. And yes, the rewards should not be higher, but at the moment it just feels like events and general like overworld content is just way too easy to clear. Now, secondly, the Spiral Abyss needs a major rework, in my opinion. We need more floors and we need more like different ways of obtaining max stars. I think a scoring based system like in the Study of Potions events is like ideal. What you do in a sort of system like this is you not only take into account how fast you clear something, but different things like how much healing you've done, damage you've avoided, etc., can all count towards like you getting higher points. So in other words, if you've got a scoring system that can reward you for healing a lot, but can also reward you for not taking damage, in other words, two opposing metrics, then it can be quite interesting to try and max this out using a variety of strategies. Just as an example, the game does feel very stale when it's all about how fast you can speedrun as opposed to like how you actually played. And I think that's the big thing that we're missing in Genshin Impact. Everyone just goes Bennett and they stand in the Bennett, alt press Q, and yeah, they just delete everything, which means that in order to sort of compensate, we need to make the Spiral Abyss harder, but then it's just a bit of a mess. So definitely I think that we need to improve. Enemies, when they're released, should never be nerfed. I think the entire fun about those Vishaps and Economia, I think, oops, the entire thing that was like so fun about them was that they drained your energy and your HP, and it's like, oh damn, I can't use my burst, I don't have energy, I can't just use my Bennett alt and yield, you know. It's like I have to now finally use my brain, and then they just kind of nerfed them, which was just kind of terrible. They should definitely keep like engaging enemies, otherwise it's just, otherwise we're back to just this unengaging gameplay that I pointed out in point one. Other thing that I also want is that players that spend, or players that are very active with the game, in other words players that have like a proven track record and clearing the abyss and all these things, I think should be given a preference when beta programs come up. You might disagree, but I think having just a couple of general players just going around and half-heartedly testing characters, leaking everything like Ayato, is like bad for the rest of us. We really need serious beta testers, and this is the example that I sort of gave to them. In like the Dvalin domain, both Fischl and Yamika, and I'm sure there are others, have like the elemental skill target the Animagrama instead of Dvalin. And if I were a beta tester, I would take a character and I'd go to every single boss and I'd test that character at least 10 times against that boss. Because that's how you pick up actual issues with characters and you get them reported, immediately fixed, such that when the characters are released, we don't have these silly YouTubers spouting all sorts of nonsense like, oh yeah, Miko's so bad, etc., etc. The other thing, and this is more like my personal opinion, we need some sort of premium service for like spenders in the game, and we also need content to sort of justify it. Basically, one of the big problems that I've got in Genshin Impact at the moment, we just got to put the volume down here, is that over the weekends, because Genshin like runs on this general gaming server, that even if you're like have like low ping, and I've confirmed this with my friends that are very close in Europe, there is a strain on the server. So if you press a button, even if you've got like 10 ping, the server itself takes like a bit of a while to process your request. So the gameplay is very laggy, and sometimes it's just like when you're doing these Spiral Abyss runs for YouTube and so on, it just doesn't work out nicely. So having a premium server that for your like spenders would be really, really nice, especially for like content creation. Because the laggy service is really like, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I'll just go and do something else. And then lastly, this is just my biggest bugbear, but the wishing system is like terrible for spenders. Like I get like if you want to keep it as it is for free to plays, but they should really allow us to just outright purchase characters. It's like this example: if you go to a store, you don't play some sort of random lottery to find out how much you end up owing for like the bottle of water. You know, it's like you want to budget, and then you go to the store, get what you want, and get back out. I mean, it's just allow us to get what we want directly. Like what you can do is you can take the statistical average cost and you can set that to be the price of a character, so at least we don't get bad luck. Because let's be honest, some people are going to get extremely lucky, like myself, and get free Ayamikos in under 30 wishes. And other people are literally going to spend $600 and they're going to lose the 50-50 every time. And honestly, what's just happening is one player is just subsidizing the other, and the company is like taking in the average. So they could definitely rework this. And yeah, that is my sort of feedback to Genshin. And I know most likely none of this will be taken seriously and none of this will be implemented, but I've said it and I've said it to you guys. Cheers.